What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Knights here, back with Mordhau's patch number 14. This is mainly a weapon balance patch along with some gameplay changes, so I'm going to keep it as short and sweet as I can for you guys. So diving right into some of the changes, I made a graphic for you guys showing what weapons benefited and suffered the most from the changes that happened in patch number 14. And it's a bit more complicated than just showing this chart to you guys. For example, blunt impact weapons now stagger targets on a scale of two different tiers. Smaller blunt impact weapons will stagger and slow the speed of their targets by 12.5%, whereas larger blunt impact weapons like Maul and Evening Star will stagger targets by 25%. So I put Maul in the red simply because the patch notes state that Maul had a direct nerf to it, but indirectly there was a buff to the entire weapon category. Another example to a change that happened globally across all weapons is that weapons that are larger than a longsword will have less and less lunge upon attacks, whereas weapons that are of longsword length or smaller will have significantly more lunge. So again, weapons that got a nerf might actually have indirect buffs done to them. So take this chart with a grain of salt and know that these are simply individual specific nerfs and buffs done to the weapon, not the overarching category changes. So the main takeaways from this patch, in my opinion, and the biggest winners and losers in the way of weapon balance. On the winning side of the spectrum, I would have to say the longsword, S-stock, and poleaxe are standing out the most to me. The longsword and S-stock really got some direct buffs, whereas the poleaxe alt mode can now repair engineer builds, so I would absolutely bet money on the fact that poleaxe will now be a staple for competitive invasion play. And on the other end of the spectrum, the weapons that are going to be losing out the most after these weapon changes would have to be the short spear, dagger, cleaver, executioner sword, bastard sword, and maul. Now this doesn't mean these weapons are no longer good weapons or top contending weapons. I am sort of relieved to see that the executioner's sword along with the bastard sword had some changes done to them, simply because they have dominated the competitive scene for quite some time now, and it would be nice to see some other weapons get into that cycle as well. Some other notable changes that happened to this patch is that swing manipulation is not quite as extreme anymore. Global turn cap across all strikes have been reduced by 5% to make them more strict. Parrying windows have been made much more generous, along with the actual parry boxes themselves. They have been expanded horizontally and vertically quite dramatically. Chambers have also gotten a slightly larger chamber window, along with the Huntsman perk, which now only procs on targets that actively have their bow in hand. I think that was a very good change. Kicks have been nerfed in a variety of ways, but now tier 3 leg armor will do double damage on kicks, so I think that was a decent change as well. Friendly bear traps now have a marker, and most importantly, we now have well-groomed extra large beards along with some very thick mustaches. Is it a step in the right direction? Are you guys excited to be playing the new content in this particular orientation of weapon balance? Or is there more that needs to be done? So you guys let me know down below if you're hyped about this update, what you love and hate about it, and I will catch you guys soon in the next video. Thanks for dropping by.